There we go. Welcome to the Must Love Yarn Knitting and Crafting podcast.
That's right.
Yeah.
Very first episode, so bear with us.
Yeah, it might be a little rocky. We'll get better, we promise.
We've got notes.
We do. We'll post. We'll see. I'll see if I can insert a picture here.
They might frighten them. Our notes are interesting.
All over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So who are we?
So who are we indeed? We are a brand new yarn store in Shelburne, Vermont.
Yes, just opened in November 2015.
That's right. So about 6 months.
Yeah.
About 6 months. And we're loving it.
Yes. And I guess formalities. My name is Angela.
Right. I'm Kelly.
And you can find me on Ravelry as Junior Bird Kid and Instagram as Junior Bird Kid.
And I'm on Ravelry as Kelly Spins, and I'm on Instagram as Kelly O Spins. And the store, you can find the store everywhere: Ravelry, Instagram, Twitter, at Must Love Yarn.
And Facebook.
So, and Facebook. Yep. That's right. Yep, Facebook too.
Yep. So come check us out. Join our group.
Yep, we've got a great active group. If you're local to Vermont, we've got social knit groups. A lot of people have been turning up for those. They've been a lot of fun.
Yep. Those happen Sundays from 1 to 3 and Wednesday nights from 5 to 7.
Yeah.
So here we are. What are we wearing today? What are you wearing?
What am I wearing? I am wearing Sweet Gum, which is kind of a fun cowl mini capelet piece, and the Sweet Gum is by Stacy Simpson Duke. It's a free Ravelry pattern. I made a few modifications to it, but nothing major. I added some repeats because I wanted to be able to pull it down onto my shoulders further. She originally wrote the pattern for handspun yarn. So this is not handspun yarn. This is Juniper Moon Farm Moonshine Chunky. And I did it in the silver polish colorway, and it's knit on a size 10 needle, so it's really warm. I've been wearing it all winter, and I love it because I can pull it up around my neck, or I can just wear it, as a cowl, but I can also pull it down on my shoulders, so it's a very versatile piece and very warm piece. So
nice.
Yeah.
So, and I'm today wearing Color Affection, along with the thousands of other people who have knit Color Affection by Vera Valimaki. This yarn is a combination of Koigu, Painter's Palette Merino, and some yarn I dyed with a friend of mine, Carrie, who runs Vermont Yarn Company. So
very nice.
Yes.
I know. I have a Color Affection in the works, but it's been sitting there. You'll learn I'm the queen of whips. I just start a lot of projects, and eventually I do finish them, but...
Yep. I think I've made 4 of them. I probably will make some more. They use up a lot of yarn.
They do, and they're very wearable.
And I might have a sock yarn stash problem, but
yeah.
We won't talk about that.
We do. We like sock yarn. If you visit our store, that's like one comment that we get a lot, is how you have a lot of sock yarn.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah. Because it's fun. So, have you finished anything this week?
Finished. What have I finished? I have finished something this week. So, my FO that I have is a little flax sweater.
Oh, that's nice.
Flax by Tin Can Knits. I use the LRA Cozy Alpaca. It is actually a 70% acrylic, 30% alpaca yarn. It is washable, which is great
nice.
for a baby sweater.
Yes.
I have no babies to give this to, but it is a store sample. And we're also going to be doing a class on it, and we'll talk more about our classes that we've got coming up in a little bit. So it's a great beginner sweater class, beginner sweater project in general. So this is size 0 to 6 months, and I knit it on size 6 and 8 needles. I got gauge really well with this yarn. It's really super soft. And some little baby will be very lucky to have this someday when
I
it's
think
not a shop
so.
sample anymore.
I think so.
So
Definitely.
that is my FO for this week. What about you, Angela?
I think I have one. This might have actually been from last week. So these are that we call him Spidey mittens that I knit for my 4-year-old that I have at home, and they are very fun. I had to borrow them from him this morning, smuggle them out of the house is really what I mean, and try to sneak them back in before he realizes his mom has taken them somewhere. So this is Brown Sheep Nature Spun Sport in the China Blue, Scarlet, and Pepper colorways. It just uses a little tiny bit of each skein, so you could make a hat with this. You could probably make 3 pairs of mittens with it. It's a pretty economical project. And for, you know, any of the little superheroes in your life, they get really excited. Somebody's been casting spider webs around my house pretty much since these were made. So that's what I've got.
Fantastic. Those are so cute. Really cute. Let's see what's up next. We're gonna do works in progress.
Yeah, on the needles.
On the needles.
So I brought just the stuff that I'm actually really working on because I have a bunch of things at home that may or may not be in timeout or may or may not just be holding my interest right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I've got a lot of those. I've got so many unfinished projects. It's not funny.
Yeah.
My bin keeps growing, and
I know.
I've been trying to be good lately about doing stuff, but I've been doing a lot of samples for the store, and we've got the classes coming up,
Right.
so I've been doing a lot of that. So I've got a little bit of that and some that I've just been working on for me.
So I pretty much always have a pair of socks on the needles. If there's a time when I don't have socks on the needles, like something might be wrong. So, you know, call my doctor if I don't. So this is, my socks are currently in a Tika bag, which I picked up at Rhinebeck 3 years ago now, I think. Really cute. It's got this nice vinyl stuff on the bottom that keeps your needles from poking through, which is helpful. So I'm currently working on Whiz Bang socks by Mrs. Shu on Ravelry. But her pattern calls for them to be toe up, but I don't necessarily like knitting socks toe up.
And we're the complete opposite. I always knit socks toe up, and she always knits them cuff down.
But the pattern is really great, and it's awesome for variegated yarn. So I just use the pattern to knit top-down socks like I would normally. So the pattern is maybe patterning a little bit different than you would get if it was toe up, but not a huge amount. And this yarn is One Twisted Tree, which we are lucky enough to carry here in the store.
Thank you, Danny.
Yes, thank you, Danny. Danny does beautiful, beautiful yarn. This is her prime base, and the colorway is BFF Bail Money. Could also be probably called the Mardi Gras sock because it's very fun. Really excited for spring here in Vermont, and this is my motivation for spring. Come on, spring, we're waiting for you. So maybe by next week I'll have some more progress on this thing to show everybody.
Cool. Very cool. Well, to stick with the sock theme, I will show my socks that I'm working on. So in this very cute little project bag, this is someone who's local to us. She's, I believe, in Northfield, Vermont. She doesn't have an online shop that I know of. Her name is Joan Fitzhugh, and she sells at a lot of local craft fairs, and has her bags in our store now. So really cute little bag. She does a lot of batik fabrics. Really cute little liner inside.
Oh, that is nice.
Yeah, and she actually, this one has a little pocket. Not all of them have pockets, but there's a little pocket in this one,
Oh, that's nice.
which is kind of nice.
And she's going to be making us some bigger bags too, right?
She is going to make some bigger bags, some, you know, more shawl size bags, and I think she's going to even do some sweater size bags for us too.
Excellent.
Which will be really nice. So we've given her some dimensions to work with, and she's going to be working on some of those for us too.
Excellent.
So I like doing socks from the toe up. And I also do Magic Loop. I'm a big fan of Magic Loop. And I'm actually using some One Twisted Tree yarn as well. This is the BFL Prime base. And this is the One Twisted Summer colorway. So it's very bright, and this is really cool. It's kind of interesting how they're striping. This one is more really kind of little skinny stripes, and then this one is doing kind of big fat stripes on a diagonal.
Right.
So it's really interesting to see how the two different socks, and I did split, I don't know if you can see, I split the skein into two separate balls, so I am doing 2 at a time, toe-up socks. So, and it's just a vanilla sock pattern. It's just kind of my go-to. I don't really use a pattern. I'm not using a pattern. It's just one that I'm doing. So.
And we find that if you knit socks enough, you just kind of get used to how many you need to cast on and how it works and
what fits you and your needle size you kind of gravitate towards. And
right. I'm sort of with the socks that I'm knitting on. I'm actually knitting on zeros.
Are you?
Zeros,
Oh wow.
Which is usually a little bit smaller, but Danny's yarn is pretty thin.
I probably could have dropped. I'm doing. I a lot of times will do mine on 1.5, so which those are 1.5. I probably could drop down to a 1 or even a 0, but they're working out really nicely in that, and the fabric is nice. It's not too loose, so I think they're still going to be fine. And it is the BFL, which I find is a little bit more rugged than the merino. So.
And I'm gonna give a plug for these Knitter's Pride needles. These are their carbons. I'm a very tight knitter, and I tend to bend wooden needles, and I've even bent metal needles, and I'm not finding that I'm able to bend these to warp them. So I mean, I have like a half a sock done, but even with a half a sock with some other needles, I would find that they were warping, just given the amount of tension that I put on my stitches. So these carbons are great, particularly if you're a tight knitter.
They are. I have carbons too. Mine are the circulars, but I am knitting on the carbons. And we all tend to really like the Knitter's Pride products. We sell them here at the store, which is nice, but we all use them, so we really do like those.
They seem to be pretty good quality, good customer service, like all the things you want to see in a company that's selling you product.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Excellent. So the other thing that I've been working on pretty monogamously, which is very weird for me. I usually am like the ooh shiny. In my very lovely Fat Squirrel bag by Amy Beth, this is a sweater size bag, and it is fantastic. If you haven't seen Amy Beth's bags, go check them out. They're lovely, very well constructed.
Watch her podcast too.
Podcast is funny.
Great podcast.
It's Fat Squirrel Speaks.
Yep.
Hysterical. So I'm working on a Mama Vertebrae.
And she did that knit along not too long ago.
She
Last
did.
Year?
Did I miss it?
She did a Mama.
So behind on all that stuff.
Vertebrae knit along. I think it was last year. They all start, dates start running together for me after a while. But
so let me see if I can, block my face out. This is again One Twisted Tree, lavish sport. Apparently, I am on a One Twisted Tree kick lately. Danny, I blame you for sending us all this beautiful yarn. This is Rare Woman Claire colorway, and if you haven't seen the Mama Vertebrae sweater, it's just a really simple open cardigan. It is not meant to close across the front. It's just basically to cover your back and your arms. So it's great for spring, great for cool days in the summer, really good for the fall. And really good for baby wearing if you're a baby wearer mama, because you don't get hot and it's easy to take off. So I'm about ready to switch over and start doing the edging on this. I've got a few more centimeters to go, and then I have the sleeves to do, and so maybe, no, it won't be done next week. I like to dream big.
Well,
Maybe, just maybe, it will be ready. And knitting this on Knitter's Pride, just their regular interchangeables.
The Dreams.
The Dreams. And I believe this is US size 6, 4.0 millimeter needles.
Yep, I think that red is the 6.
I think you're right. They're so smart. They color code them. And I still can't remember.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's 6.
Size I'm using. So this is delightful yarn to knit with. It's not splitty, it's fantastic. It seems to be really color fast, so I'm not having dye rub off on my hands as I'm knitting, which does happen sometimes,
Especially
with
that teal color.
darker colors.
Yeah, that color is tough.
I haven't had that at all.
Yeah, her yarns are great. I've never had.
Yeah. So I'm pretty excited. When I get done with this, then I can start something else. Maybe. If I don't get distracted in the meantime with
you are going to be starting something else very soon.
Not till May 1st.
Right. We'll talk about that soon. All right. So
what else are you working on?
My next work in project. So very similar to this that I'm wearing now this week is the next project I'm doing, which is the shoulder cozy, and this is a pattern by Church Mouse Yarn and Tea. It's still on the needles now, so it's kind of hard to see. It's very lightweight, super soft. I wanted something kind of to transition into spring. We're in Vermont. We have days where, you know, you wake up in the morning and there's 20 degrees and you know, by
60 by the afternoon.
Yeah. So, you know, you never know. We have to dress in a lot of layers, and this piece is really, really nice. The yarns I'm using, I will show you, I'm holding two yarns together. Well, the first one is Plymouth Nettle Grove. This is a really nice soft yarn, great one for summer. It's a cotton linen nettle fiber and silk blend. The nettle fiber is viscose, and the viscose that you might see in a lot of fibers is actually from bamboo, but bamboo takes a lot of water to process, so nettle does not, so it's a lot more eco-friendly yarn than something with bamboo in it. So just a little factoid for you. And the other yarn that I'm using is Barocco Andean Mist. This is a really nice yarn. It's baby Surrey alpaca and a mulberry silk, and it's very similar to the ones that have mohair. I tend to not be able to wear a lot of mohair. It's very scratchy to me. And the funny thing is I can wear a lot of wools and other natural fibers, and it's not an issue, but for whatever reason, mohair
Can't do mohair.
Yeah. So anyway, it's really nice and fuzzy, and it blooms really well. So this wrap that I'm making is very, very lightweight, but it's got a really nice feel to it, and it's warm too. So.
And that's in on like 13s, right?
This is
huge needles.
This is on 13s. It knits very, very fast. I've been working on a lot of other projects for the store, so I haven't been working on this a lot. But Angela
knit 2 of them.
Yeah, Angela knit 2 of them in very rapid succession.
Yes. If you need finished objects for a podcast, this is what you should be knitting.
Yeah, very, very fast, but fun and wearable, and I'm gonna get a lot of use out of it.
Nice.
Good transition piece. So
excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Do you have more?
On the needles, not with me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I've got one more I'll show. The last one that I will show you is a pattern that I'm in the process of writing. It's for a class I'm going to be teaching. We've got a new batch of classes. We're going to talk about those in a little bit. But I will show you the cowl that I'm working on right now. We're going to be teaching a lot of really fun stuff. Provisional cast on. If people haven't done lace before, it's just a really simple basic lace chart. There's beading. We're going to do place beads. Nice. And then we're also going to do, when we do the bind offs, we're going to do a beaded bind off.
Very
so
cool.
We're going to have all kinds of really, really fun techniques, technique pack class. So the yarn that I am using is the Araucania Huasca. I think that's how you say it. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah. Somebody will send us a message and tell us how we did it wrong.
It's lovely. It's a fingering weight yarn. Really, really nice. It's been great to work with. I've been really enjoyed knitting with it. And then there are some beads on here. They're kind of hard to see because I use clear ones, just so there's a little bit of sparkle in there. So I've called this a morning sky cowl. We are going to put this up on Ravelry, so it will be available there. I haven't completely written the pattern. I've got the chart, and that's about it. So I've got to do all the little finishing details and everything, but that will be available if it's something that you're interested in. I don't know if I said it, morning sky cowl.
So is your class
So,
going to be the test knitters for the pattern?
Exactly, you know. No, we might have somebody knit it before then, but it's pretty straightforward, very easy, so it shouldn't be too bad.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. So what's new at the store?
So new at the store, we've got all these classes we've been talking about. We've got 5 new ones that are coming up for April and May. We've got a very absolute beginner knitting class we are going to be doing. I didn't show this. This is an FO, but it's very basic, so I didn't throw it in with my FOs. It's a really basic cowl. It looks really cute on. It's just kind of a simple knit cowl, so people are going to be, learning to knit, learning to cast on, and knitting in the round. That's going to be a really fun class. We have a lot of beginners that have been really wanting to learn, so we've been trying to do a lot of beginning knitting classes, which is a lot of fun.
Right.
So we've got that.
And the classes are all up on our website.
They are all up on our website.
MustLoveYarn.com.
MustLoveYarn.com. Yep. And there's a new classes bar right when you get to the homepage. Just click on that, and it'll take you to all of our class listings. Right. So we've got that. We've got the flax sweater. So that's kind of a really good first sweater project. We're gonna be teaching that. We're doing a finishing class. We're doing a fixing your mistakes class. We've had a lot of requests for that.
Does the fixing your mistakes class include flinging your knitting across the room when it doesn't work out well? Because that's how I fix some of my mistakes.
Well, that could be an option.
Can I make a cameo into the class?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, I'll invite you in for that one. You can show people that
This is the
technique.
Angela School of Fixing Your
Right.
Knitting? Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then we're also doing the Morning Sky Cowl class, which is a technique learning a lot of different things. So
Awesome.
those are the 5 classes we've got up for April and May, and we'll be doing more as we go along.
Excellent.
And we've gotten a lot of new yarns in. We've got a lot of our spring yarns in. We've got almost all of our yarns up on the website. The only ones we've got a few local yarns that haven't gone up onto the website yet, but we didn't really talk a lot about that, but that's one thing that was really important to us when we started the store. Is Vermont and New England and kind of this northeast region has a lot of really, really wonderful local yarns, indie dyers. We've got some great yarn bowls. They're beautiful ceramic yarn bowls, buttons,
And
shawl
if I
pins.
can get my friend Dana to get his act together, we might actually get some concrete yarn bowls in, which would be
really cool.
amazing.
Yeah.
And they're not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Or break, perhaps, ever.
Yeah, and can do all sorts of really cool designs with those.
Yeah.
So, and highly polished inside, so it's nice and smooth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's all kinds of great options.
Yeah, I need to get after him.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, so we've got a lot of really, really fun products. White Birch Fiber Arts, you guys probably are familiar with her yarns.
Yep.
We carry her yarns, which are absolutely lovely. And she's in Vermont. She's down in Westover.
Fiber Stash, which is here.
Fiber Stash. She's in Colchester. Great yarns, beautiful, beautiful yarns. We've been selling a lot of her yarns. We've got Wonderland yarns. They're out of Brattleboro. We've got
yarn from Green Mountain Spinnery,
Green
which
Mountain
is sort
Spinnery,
of
of course.
the workhorse here in Vermont, down in Putney.
Round Mountain Fiber. She's a fairly new dyer. We just got our first batch of yarn from her. She's down in southern Vermont as well. Really lovely yarn. She names all of her yarns are inspired after nature, and all of the yarns we have are all named after birds. So it's really beautiful. And a lot of this stuff you'll be seeing on the podcast as we go.
We'll be bringing it in, showing you knitting stuff with it, enticing you, enabling you.
So so it's that was really important to us. We wanted to support our local producers.
Yes.
So.
And we're willing to take more.
That's right.
We know there's a ton more out there.
Yeah.
So we are open to taking in things from local producers. So if you have an interest or
and
you know
indie
somebody,
dyers, small companies. We've got One Twisted Tree, Danny. She's not in the Northeast, but she, we have our yarns that are lovely. We really like supporting our local as well as small indie dyers and producers. We've got Katrinkles, her buttons. and her knitting gauges. She is New England. But, you know, we're not necessarily limiting it to that. We really want to showcase these really wonderful products that are out there, that some of the smaller companies that, you know,
Right.
we enjoy, we love.
Bring them so everybody can enjoy them.
That's right.
And some of these, previously you haven't been able to get them outside of like festivals
Right.
and things.
Yeah.
So we're really trying hard to, because not everybody has the ability to go to
Yeah.
Rhinebeck or to go to Vermont Sheep and Wool or to go to Maryland Sheep and Wool to travel.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're trying to be that place for folks. And you can order online.
Yeah.
We will ship.
We
So
will.
if you're not here and you see something that we're talking about and you're like, I have to have that yarn, you can buy it through the online store and we will send it to you.
Yeah.
That is a shameless plug for the store right there.
Some of the yarns we will be showing you aren't ones that we can get. Some of the indie dyers don't have the ability to sell to stores. That doesn't mean that we don't still love their
Right.
yarns though. So
Right.
we will list in show notes what's available, and you can also check our website
Right.
and see if it's something that we sell.
Right.
Because I'm going to be showing you some yarn in just a little bit that I've been a big fan of her yarn since she started.
And I've got some of that too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
in my, not that particular dye, but other stuff in my stash that you can't get.
Right. We're still going to plug them though, because we love their yarns and we think it's important to tell you about
Yeah.
those yarns too. So
Exactly. So we have a knit along coming up for the store. We pulled some of our, what is that thing that happens there? I just totally just spaced that. Our
sort of knit
our
group.
knit group.
It's
craft
we have got
group.
spinners, we've got knitters, we've got crocheters. We've kind of been struggling with what to call it because it's
Yeah,
not
a
just
little
knit
bit of
group.
everything.
We've got a really fantastic group of people that have been coming.
But those folks got pulled, and everybody who works here got pulled, and the unanimous decision is to do the Featherweight cardigan.
Yeah, it's been done a lot, but it's a classic. It's wearable.
beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Perfect for summer. So this knit along is going to start May 1st. And
2
it's
weeks.
2 weeks. Time to buy yarn or dig into your stash or wherever.
Mhm.
And it's going to run through the end of July. So we figure that is a lot of time, hopefully, to finish. The project needs to be started after May 1st or on May 1st, and it needs to be finished by July 31st to qualify for prizes. Now, if you
It's
don't
going to be
get done,
Ravelry hosted.
it will be Ravelry hosted.
Yeah.
So you can find it on our group on Ravelry.
Must Love Yarn
You need to be a member of the group
to win prizes.
To win prizes. There will be prizes. It's possible I might do some stash diving for this.
I know. I
and
have
see if
some
I can
great
find
stash,
some
too.
stuff.
I know.
I have a few sweaters quantities worth of yarn that
Me too.
I'm not even going to fuss up how long they've been in there,
Yeah.
but I just am not getting to them. So I'll go through and see if I can find some stuff to donate, and the store will donate some stuff, and we'll have some good prizes. And as we collect them together, we'll post them up in the prize thread so people can see. As an extra incentive, we will give you an extra entry in the prize thread if you knit with yarn that you bought at the store. So you don't have to buy yarn to participate, buy yarn at the store to participate, but as a little added
Get a little
bonus.
bonus.
A little bonus.
Just as a thank you from us.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
So extra entry for that.
Mm-hmm.
So look for that up on the Ravelry boards. I will try to get a post up about it before this airs, and my editing skills are still a little new.
We are
with-
babies with this podcasting stuff. So.
with the video stuff, so it's entirely possible that the Ravelry group for the knit along will be up well in advance of this episode dropping. So take a look and join the fun. It'll be good. I have decided to use
pretty.
Juniper Moon Farm, their Finley, and this is the garnet colorway. The pattern, basically any size you want to knit, we'll only use 2 skeins of this yarn. So it's a pretty good value for the project, and this is a 50% merino wool, 50% silk yarn. It is a lace weight. You can knit the featherweight out of fingering or sock yarn, but it's going to drape a lot better if you knit out of lace. So
It's going to be lighter and
it'll be lighter.
airier and
Yep.
a really good spring.
Yep. So
Summer.
recommendation would be to use lace weight yarn, but you could use sock if you
could use
absolutely
sock
to.
weight because
you're going to use sock weight.
I'm
aren't
the
you?
only one so far that's actually that's not true. We had our knit group last night and there's a couple people who already bought yarn for it.
Awesome.
They were so
Very
excited. We broke the news to them last night, and they're really excited. And so I've got to order some yarn for one of our. She's doing a lovely pink.
Excellent.
And then another member bought some yarn last night when she was here. So I'm not the only one doing a fingering weight, although our other business partner Jennifer is doing a Finley, and then Carol, who works for us, a good friend of ours, she is also doing Finley as well. So that's going to be a popular yarn. Everybody's doing different colors so far, though,
Awesome.
which is really, really nice.
And what will be
So.
fun is when we get all of these done is
Yeah.
to even just hold up side by side. This is what a lace weight
Yeah.
looks like. This is what a sock weight looks like.
We'll
because
have to do a
they
group
are going to
picture,
look
too.
a little different.
We'll
Yeah.
do a group picture with like everybody that's worked here and
Yeah.
also with some of our knit group people too, because that'll be a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
We've got a great knit group.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I'm going to do a multicolor one. So I'm holding this lovely yarn from Fiber Stash. This is her Strong Toes base, which is a superwash merino and nylon, and this is her Great Scott colorway.
Great Scott. I love all the names these
I know.
dyers come up with.
So that is her label there. So this is going to be kind of my main color. Featherweight has the band at the end that you knit all the way around. This is going to be in that, but it's also going to be striped along with one of my favorite dyers, and she hasn't sold to stores yet. She did do a trunk show at a store just a couple weeks ago, and a lot of you I know about her. It's Vool and Vine Kristen from Vool and Vine, the Yarngasm podcast, and Vool and Vine Yarns.
Yep.
I've been buying her yarns since she started dyeing. I have probably some of her early yarns. Actually, my color affection is out of
Nice.
some yarns that she doesn't use that yarn base anymore. So I'm using her Lush base, which is an MCN merino cashmere nylon base. It's lovely. So the first color that I'm using and going to be mixing with the Fiber Stash yarn, she was the one we were talking about earlier from Colchester, is the Phantom Fathom colorway. It's this gorgeous greens and kind of some bluish greens.
Nice.
Yeah, there's a lot of different colors of green in there, so it's really, really pretty. That's her card, and on the back, there it is. So that's one, and the other color is going to be 3 colors. And I'm going to do little narrow stripes, which I think will be the best. It'll kind of blend. And the other one is also Lush base. It's her Fairy Hair. Oops, let's see. There we go. Fairy Hair. And it's Vool and Vine. And it's this lovely pink, purple,
That's going to be great.
gorgeous colors. So all together, we have these, which I think are just going to be really, really pretty together.
That'll be fun.
So I'm looking forward to seeing how that comes out. I'm going to make mine long sleeve. And I wear a lot of 3/4 sleeve because I find I like to be able to have the ability to push them up or pull them down. So I'm going to do a long sleeve, and I'm also going to make mine a little bit longer because the length it's at and for the pattern kind of would hit me at a weird spot. So I'm going to make mine longer.
And I'll probably go with a 3/4 sleeve because I tend to push up my sleeves, but I don't pull them down. So it's just better if they're up. So.
Well, and with kids and everything else, it's kind of nice sometimes to be able to just have your arms
Covered.
free.
Yeah.
Covered but free.
Yeah.
Like from
And
here
not too
down.
hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. More of the, it's not too hot.
Yeah. So that I think is going to be a lot of fun. We've had a lot of excitement about it. People have been really excited. Our knit group last night, everybody's like, "Oh, that's great!" So they're really, really excited. And Featherweight is just such a great piece.
And it's a pretty good intro to sweater knitting. It's pretty straightforward. There's not a lot of tricky things about it.
We'd say it's a knitbot pattern. Hannah Fedek can get it on Ravelry. It's available, and she also has it in her knitbot essentials book. That one I think was the featherweight, and then she also has the individual pattern, which was the lace weight, but you can do it in both. So I started one in lace weight and I haven't finished it. It's been kind of languishing in my...
It's that you shiny complex
Yeah,
that most of us have.
It is.
You start something and then
Yep.
you get distracted by Ravelry or
I know.
a podcast.
Podcasts are so bad.
Yeah.
They are the death of me because you see so many beautiful things that other people are doing and making, and you know, bags and stitch markers and yarn and patterns, and you just want to do it all.
So what podcasts are you watching to these days?
I have been watching the Knitting Expat.
Okay.
She's fantastic. She, oh my gosh, she knits so fast. Yeah. The number of socks she's already completed this year, she was talking about the number of socks she's done. It's unbelievable. She's lovely. She's a British accent. It's so cute. I love listening to her. So she's got a great podcast. Love her cats, of course. They're adorable. And also Legacy Knits. Sue and Chelsea.
I've been watching that one too.
We're kind of excited because Chelsea, well, I feel bad for Sue and Chelsea, but Chelsea's going to be moving to Burlington, which is just
up the road from us.
Just up the road from us.
Yeah.
So we hope that she comes and visits us because we would love to meet her.
Yes.
And maybe have her be a guest on our podcast.
That would be great.
It would be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. And if Sue comes up to visit Chelsea, then we can have a whole big group of us.
It would be most excellent.
It would be a lot of fun. Yeah. There's so many great podcasts out there. Those are just the two that I've been watching, kind of catching up on a little bit. I've had actually a little bit of time recently, so I've been able to. So what about you?
So I spend a lot of time in my car during the week for my other job, my non-yarn store job.
Yeah. But
and
she's a hard worker.
And so I like the video podcast, but I tend to end up listening to them more than watching them because there's only so much time to watch things. So I've been listening / watching the Knit Girls, which are hilarious. If you haven't checked out Leslie and Laura, they're very funny.
They're very funny, very knowledgeable.
Yes.
They're great.
I've also been listening / watching to Fat Squirrel, Amy
fantastic.
Beth.
I think I'm
really
a kindred spirit with her. I laugh at everything, and like, you know, some of her insights, I'm like, that's me too. Really? That's me too.
And then sort of outside of the knitting realm, I have gotten sucked into Undisclosed and Real Crime Profiles and Truth and Justice podcast. So if you looked at like my podcast list, it would be knitting and like real crime. And I have no idea what that says about me, but I find those shows fascinating.
You should tell them what your regular profession is.
Do I have to? No.
She's one of the nicest ones that I've ever met.
So my real Monday through Friday job is I'm an attorney. So I don't actually practice any criminal law, which is why it's sort of funny that
it is funny.
I enjoy these real crime podcasts, but that's what I do during the week, in addition to doing the store stuff.
Yeah.
So,
and Jen, our other partner, we'll make sure we'll drag her onto the show. She's on the road a lot. She's a commercial architect, in her day-to-day job. I get to see these guys usually on the weekends. When they come into the store. I'm here full time.
When we come into the store and mess up everything that Kelly's doing, like break the cash register and the point of sale system and the printer. I had one weekend where I broke everything and Kelly was just like, go home. So. Yeah.
But we'll have Jen on too. And we'll get Carol. Carol works for us a couple days a week. She's fantastic. We'll drag her on Kicking and Screaming even if she doesn't want to, because that's just the way we are.
Yeah. But. Or when she's not watching, we'll turn the camera around and get her through. She's watching us through the little peephole there.
Yes, she's spying on us. We're filming at the store. We've got a little set up here, so yeah, we're filming at the store, and so we can show you all the fun new stuff when it comes in. I was just meeting with a sales rep earlier today. Fall yarns already. We're buying fall yarns, you guys. We don't even have spring here yet, really.
Right.
It's been really cold. We didn't have much of a winter, but then it decided it didn't really want to be spring. It wanted to do whatever sort of thing the winter happened.
I know.
So this weekend, though, it's supposed to be almost
It's gonna
70.
be 70.
So that's huge because
Time for creamies.
it's been really cold. It's been
Oh,
really
and if
cold
you're
here.
not from the Northeast, creamies are delicious soft serve that are not the same as soft serve everywhere else.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, we've got a lot of different terminology for things in New England.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But delicious. So
Very
if you happen to
delicious.
come in, ask us to direct you to the nearest creamy stand because we're happy to do it.
Yeah. Oh, and we are also, you know, per capita, the most microbreweries
Oh, right.
in the country.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of fantastic microbreweries, and we may know a lot of them from personal experience. So if you're looking for any recommendations,
Speak for yourself.
if
No,
you're
just kidding.
visiting, I can direct you to a number of those.
Within about a 5-mile radius, I think there's probably 5 or 6
Oh, yeah.
of the store.
Yeah.
So, and they're
Some
all
local
really
vineyards
delicious.
too.
Yeah.
A lot of local vineyards popping up.
Yeah.
But yeah, the microbreweries is huge in Vermont, huge, along
Yeah.
with Ben and Jerry's, and
Right.
you know,
And food, right?
food.
So
We've got
what we love,
what we love,
food, wine, beer,
Yeah,
yarn.
yeah.
We've
And
got it all, like right here.
Vermont, we've got a large majority of the restaurants around here serve locally produced foods. We are really spoiled.
Very spoiled.
When I go other places, there's those restaurants are hard to come by,
Yeah.
and in Vermont we're very spoiled by it because so many of them work with the local farmers to get local meats, local
Absolutely.
cheeses, local
Which you can also buy in
everything.
like the supermarket.
Yeah.
Here. So It's-
yeah.
it's pretty good.
Yeah.
So, well, hopefully we thank you for tuning in
Thank you.
today. And I think we're going to try to do this weekly.
We are. We're going to try to do it weekly. There are probably going to be some weeks where we can't.
Or it gets done later.
Yeah, and it might bounce around a little bit from days because Angela, with her schedule, she is so busy. We might have to change days around of when
Right.
we're filming and when it comes out. But we'll do our best to get one out
Once
a week to you.
We'll probably try to post them maybe Sundays
Yep.
because then I have the weekend to edit.
Yeah. And we have we're going to be on YouTube.
Yep.
I think we can do a link on our website too.
I think we can
I don't know
too.
if we can embed it or not, but I think we can do a link. So
We'll try.
We'll do that. We're gonna do show notes. We can do show notes on our website.
In the blog.
In the blog. So we'll have that. But like we said, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Ravelry, all as Must Love Yarn.
You can join the YouTube channel and then you'll
Yep.
automatically get notified when a new episode posts.
Absolutely.
That information will be in the Ravelry boards
Yep.
as well. And one day I will figure out how to get us on iTunes. So we will maybe be over there as well.
Yeah. And please feel free to send us any questions, or if there's
Comments,
comments,
feedback.
I mean, we'd love to hear it.
Yeah.
Things that are working, things that aren't working, because we're brand new at this.
Right.
Also, if there are segments you want to see us cover, because we own a yarn store, we've got access to a lot of great products. So if there's something that you say, hey, do you have this yarn? Can you tell me about it? We could do segments about different yarns,
Absolutely.
which would be a lot of fun. We can tell you about some of the new yarns that are coming out. I'm going to be going to TNA in June, which is going to be fantastic.
I'm so bummed.
I
can't go with you guys.
know, but you're going to have other happy things happening.
Yes. So we'll end with this, and this will probably be the segment that gets everybody stop talking about that already. So I'm due with my second child in the middle of June, and so we're on Ninja Watch because I have named said baby Ninja.
Ninja's been doing a lot of kicking.
Yes, a lot. So Ninja Watch.
Ninja Watch. So June might be a little bit of a toss-up because we're going to have
A
Baby
lot of
Watch,
things going
Ninja
on.
Watch. We're going to have a lot of things going on. We've got TNA. I'm going to try to do some filming.
Nice.
it's in DC this year, so it's gonna be a lot of
Excellent.
fun.
Excellent.
Me and Jen, our other business partner, is gonna be coming, and so we're gonna be taking some classes, which is gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna be seeing a lot of new products for the fall, and I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. So we can kind of do a recap of that and let you know about some of the fun new stuff that we've
Excellent.
seen and coming out. But that's a ways away.
Right.
So we're going to have a lot of other fun stuff for you guys in the coming weeks.
Yep.
And yeah.
So
Let us know. Contact us. Reach
Yeah.
out to us. We'd love to hear from you.
exactly. Thanks for joining us.
Thank
and
you.
We'll see you next week.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Because it's backwards now.
Right. It's like outtake number 6 for Carol.